Well, today is Saturday, May 15th, 2021. And what you see before you is what most people would call a mess. You see all this stuff here. Well, you'll never guess who made that mess. It was my lost in the wilderness contractor, Lance Jochims. And of course, you all know he works out of Waukesha, Wisconsin. He does buildings for Wausau Homes. And for those of you who've been watching the channel for a while, you know he's been missing in action for 5 weeks, and the house is 4 months behind on its contractual completion date. So we had the attorneys, mine and his, over on Friday. He insisted upon having a walkthrough with his attorney. Fine, so my attorney showed up. And halfway through the walkthrough, I asked a question of what all this paper was that was in that square box that you see there. And without being asked, without provocation, without anything, Lance walks up, pulls out the paper, and proceeds to spread this entire mess all over the floor. And we're all standing there sort of stunned, like, who's going to clean up the mess? And Lance was oblivious to what was going on. It was as if he was in another time zone. And it didn't occur to him that this mess was on many levels grossly inappropriate. The fact that he pulled out the paper was inappropriate. The fact that he didn't respond was inappropriate. And the fact that the dirt and muck is still here, I think it highlights a number of things with Lance. And these are speculations, but my attorney did share his thoughts with me. And that Lance is sort of overwhelmed. And the impression is, Lance may not be the brightest bulb. He's one brick shy of a load. Because throughout the entire walkthrough, Lance doesn't say or do a thing. He mums the word. And then for no reason at all, he comes up, pulls this out, demonstrates it at the exhaust before the dryer, which is cool, and then makes this incredible mess and doesn't say, oops, that was a mistake. Oops, I'll get that cleaned up. Oops, where's there a broom? He just leaves it this way. And that's sort of who Lance is. Now, some people think he's not very bright. I don't know. Some people think that he's under a lot of stress and is in the ozone. Yeah, I could maybe see that. But everybody agreed that it was really weird. So the point is that we did this walkthrough. I don't know why. And understand that I told Lance months ago, getting an attorney is a credible waste of money. It is just mind-bogglingly expensive to hire an attorney. And I said, why don't you just finish the house? It'd be a whole lot cheaper to finish the house rather than hire an attorney. And you realize they go for about $300 an hour. So I assume Friday's visit was probably $900. Transportation to and from the house by his attorney. I don't know where his attorney lives. Plus the walkthrough, which was an hour and a half, 2 hours. And of course, the first thing Lance does is hires an attorney. Instead of just fixing the house, finishing the house, he decides to go the hard way. And the end result is, you kind of got to wonder, does this guy listen to anybody? Does he talk to anybody and say, hey, can you help me with this problem? He should be asking his father, I'm 4 months behind on the house. I legitimately have not finished what I've said I'm going to finish. And now I'm hiring a really expensive attorney. Would you, dad or mom or friend, suggest an approach? And I suspect they would all say, just finish the house. Why have you not gone to the house in 5 weeks? What's the point? Well, Lance does't seem to understand that. And I think it's sad, because obviously it doesn't help his case, makes him look like a buffoon, a numbskull, an idiot, for just abandoning the job site for 5 weeks. And what does he want to do? Nobody knows what Lance wants to do. I suspect Lance doesn't know what he wants to do. Obviously, making a mess was just one of those things that happens. If I had done it, I would have made fun of myself, said, oops, that was a mistake, let me clean it up. But Lance doesn't seem connected to the reality of what's going on. Even his attorney, you could see his attorney going, didn't say anything, but he got that look on his face like, what's going on? So I feel sorry for Lance's attorney, because being an attorney is a challenge to begin with. You're trying to settle conflicts between two parties. And the end result is if you get a client like Lance who doesn't follow good suggestions, doesn't appear to be very bright, and appears to be disconnected from what's going on, that makes your job really, really hard. Indirectly, it'll make my attorney's job hard. But of course, Lance has apparently told his attorney he really, really, really wants to finish the job, but nobody can get him to work on it. And there isn't a lot left. I mean, we'll go through some of the things we've already discussed. Clean the garage floor, which is filthy. Fix the drywall, which is what we now are referring to as the Rocky Mountains. And put the insulation in the ceiling because there isn't the amount that we paid for it in there. And simply finish the master bath, which of course, if you watch this, Lance canceled that. He canceled the glass that's supposed to be put in here. Now, why is he doing that? Nobody knows. I'm not sure Lance knows. It's sort of like dealing with a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old who's just panicked and doesn't know what to tell mom and dad. So comes up with these amazing little lies. Well, not lies, but stories that nobody believes. So that's the update. I wish I could tell you that Lance said, oh my gosh, you're right. I should just finish the job. This attorney's costing me a fortune, which oddly enough, Lance left early with his attorney because after an hour and a half, Lance apparently told his attorney, I wasn't there, I didn't get to listen to the conversation, but Lance's attorney told my attorney that Lance wanted to leave because it was costing him too much to do the walkthrough with his attorney. And I'm wondering, who doesn't know that? I mean, I can't imagine what it's like to live or deal with Lance, where he makes decisions and comes to conclusions which the average person would go, yeah, that's just stupid. And then Lance doesn't respond to these kind of observations in a healthy adult way. But I'm going to get to learn about it. You will indirectly get to learn about it. And also the rumor is that Lance wants a third contract. And I told my attorney, listen, he violated the written contract. He violated the verbal contract. So who in their right mind would do a third contract with Lance? Unless, of course, there are stiff penalties, then maybe we're good. Because quite honestly, I don't think Lance can pull off anything he says he's going to do. I don't think he has the experience. I don't think he has the kahunas. He doesn't have what it takes to get the job done. And he's demonstrated that repeatedly. But as a show of good faith, as long as he's willing to go with penalty phase that's automatic, then we're good. Now you do notice that I've got my camera on my little Roomba mopper. This is the vacuum. It's been running for a week. It's cleaned up all the schmutz. And I'm doing this because I got to keep the place clean. It can't sit here for months without being cleaned. I mean, there's dirt and dust in here. And this little device is amazing. You put some water in this little container, and then it just randomly goes around to mop. And it does a good job. I mean, this place is dramatically cleaner. Now, it's only been at it for a week, but it's fun to watch. And this was planned all along to have a robotic mop and a robotic vacuum. And it's working. Now, obviously, it can't do anything over here, but it knows it's there. It sprays a little bit of water right out of this nozzle in the front, which is a little hard to see, but it's right there. And then once it knows that it can do the space, it sprays out the water. You can see just a little bit, then it goes forward and mops it, and then it will come back. It's pretty cool. So life goes on. I'm going to go visit some friends today, hang out. So I will talk to you later. Bye.